Good afternoon. This is a response to Mr. Trump from my brother from South Africa. He tried to be diplomatic and civil with you as you attempted to ambush him. As you typically do as you are uncivilized. At any rate, this is the response. Excuse me, Mr. Trump. But you're going to attack my brother for you saying that he's oppressing white people in his country. Your so-called white people in his country who were not invited to his country, it's my brother's country, who came in and stole the land, oppressed the people, murdered and committed genocide for decades. Some say even hundreds of years. So it's not their land, they're thieves. And they should take their ass back to Europe, where they came from. There's no statute of limitations, according to your law, on rape, murder, genocide. So how dare you to tell him, oh, well, you oppressing what? Then I shouldn't be there. They're not their land. They came in, took the land by force, stole it. It's not their land. And on a personal level, as far as America's concerned, what did your Jesus say? Who is without sin throw the first stone? And you would never throw a stone at all because you're the most sinful nation on the planet. How did you get this land? What did you do to its inhabitants? Genocide. Open genocide. And then you want to talk about what your brother, your son, what you call Israel is doing. They're following father's footsteps. They're following your footsteps. And what they're doing, you're doing 10,000 times worse. On top of that, you stole my brother's people and brought them over here, enslaved them, raped them, and beat them and tortured them for hundreds of years. And you dare to point your finger at someone else? You dare to point your finger at someone else? When you're a terrorist nation, how do you maintain slavery, what you call slavery, which is oppression, Holocaust, for hundreds of years? How do you maintain that? With terror, 24/7, 365, for hundreds of years. You're a terrorist nation. And by your own laws, you're guilty as hell. By your own laws, there's no statute of limitations on those things. And America's a corporation, right? So that means everybody responsible for what you say. Oh, we're not responsible for what. No, how are you not? How are you not? You reap the benefits. So your law said if you steal stolen property for someone you know is stolen, you just as guilty as they are. So you still receiving this. So if your files are so bad and was dated, them that did all this evil, wicked stuff, then why don't you just turn around, take your ass back to Europe, and get land back to the people you stole it from? In the meantime, make us whole. Because you robbed us blind. You robbed us blind, literally. You took everything. Name, culture, language. You even took our nature by raping our women and producing your black babies. And you're going to point the finger at someone? You literally robbed us blind. And then you took our, so we don't even know who we are. So you literally locked us blind. We don't even know who we are. We're blind to ourselves and what's happened to us. You literally robbed us blind. How many are people in your prisons forced to obey your laws, your culture? That's not our culture. Why should we have to obey you? We're prisoners of war. We didn't ask to come here. So why do we have to obey you and then put us in prison if we don't? That show you oppressive nation. Oh, we criminals. Who criminalized us? If you was good people, we'd been better than we was before we came here. We're under your influence. So if you look at this and say, oh, look how bad they are. Huh? Well, who made that? Who you blame, the maker or the product? Excuse me, Mr. Trump. And then you take, and people that you honor, like Jefferson and Washington, rapists and murderers and terrorists and oppressors and slavers. What you think they maintain that by? Please, Mr. Negro, would you go out there and work in the fields? They beat your ass. And then you claim this relationship between Jefferson and that woman, Sally. She was his slave. Or that was a romantic relationship. She was his slave. He was raping her. He was raping our women for hundreds of years. And you got nerve to point the finger at him because he says they don't want those people on his land that they stole. They weren't invited there. And you pointing the finger? Look at you. Got your mouth open, you're stupid. You're a lying dog, all of you. All of you evil and wicked. Because if you wasn't, you leave here, you go back to Europe and return everything that you that you stole. What is your Christianity produced the last 500 years? Your Christianity, what has been the product of your Christianity for 500 years? Rape, murder, genocide, war, terror. You're a hypocritical nation. You're talking about democracy. And then you say, but you in, and there's no democracy. You can tell everybody what to do. You're a dictator there. No matter, everybody, whole world can say to me, no. And you're sick people. And even the person you claim to be Jesus, who is actually Satan itself, masquerades as an angel of light, he's a dictator. We hate dictators. Got to get rid of dictators. They're the worst things in the world. Dictators. Well, what is your Jesus that you force on us? You don't vote for him. He said he's going to be your king for life. And you obey him. He put your ass in jail. Put your ass in hell forever and ever and ever. What is that? Is that not a dictator? You're sick people. So watch that, point that damn finger. You better watch that might right off. Go ambush me, talking about. And we know why you set up what you call Israel anyway. We know why you set that up. You set up in 1948 to invalidate the claim that we're the true seed of Abraham. You wanted to kill that vision. That's why he killed Martin Luther King. Because as soon as he told you about promised land, he was dead the next day. We know why you set it up. Because you was killing, you was fighting each other for 2,000 years. You almost came to a cold conclusion in the 30s. And all of a sudden, no, now you're loving each other because information came to us that we're true to Abraham, but you would destroy it. You destroy all knowledge of ourselves and everything else. Then the light came and said, no, you're the true to Abraham. And the proof is there. 400 years here. 40 years here, it's like it says, exactly like it says. So no, we can't have them have that vision. So we hate each other, but we're going to love each other now. So we're going to set you up over there. We're going to set you up over there. And so people say, you the real Israel. We know it's a lie, know it's a lie. And now you got a dilemma going. That's why everybody gets, why you backing those no matter what? That's why, because you got to keep that lie going. Because you can't afford to have us realize who we are. Because that might unite us. And then we might be looking for some revenge. Because that would be justice, wouldn't it? See, if we take vengeance for which, if we respond, if we repay you back what you did to us, you would call it vengeance. You would call it vengeance. But isn't that justice? You don't want that. So that's why you set that up over there. See? And they doing just exactly what you've done, just on a lower level. Why you after us, Daddy? We're just doing what you did. We still on somebody's land, and we killing all the population, genocide, and we lying and murdering and killing. So excuse me, Mr. Trump. Excuse me. I said you honor Jefferson and Washington, people like that, rapists and murderers and oppressors, and they're terrorists. They terrorize black people all their lives. You've been terrorizing black people for hundreds of years. Hundreds of years. You and Britain, Gog and Magog, came out of the dark ages. That's chapter 20 of Revelation, but you hide that fact too. Because people realize that's not the future, that's the past. Uh-oh, your whole world comes tumbling down. So excuse me, Mr. Trump. See? You're a clown. Everyone knows you're a clown. And your end is going to be very terrible. Your own people, they got a plan for you. Remember Gaddafi? This is not going to work like you expect to work out. Your end is here. Your judgment started in 2020. 1690, that's why you don't want this so-called 1619 project. That's why you're trying to stop it. Why don't you want your children to know the real history? If their history is so great, why don't you want your people to know the true history, Mr. Trump? If this is so great, and why you got to make America great? When was America great? When you was raping us and heads in the fields, tormenting us? Is that when it was great? You came out of the dark ages, Gog and Magog, and deceived the whole world. And you're hiding that fact too. But now you're coming to an end. And I'm telling you, for the years out, you will be at war with Iran. You will be. Very soon. And when you do, that'll be your end. Because the judgment, 1619 to 2019, that's 40 years, right? That's why you want to stop that project. See, our people, you got them blind, so they don't understand why you're doing what you're doing. Because you don't want them to catch on. 2019, 1619, 20, 40 years, right? And immediately a plague will start. The first of the plagues will kill the firstborn. 2020 came with a plague. Who's the firstborn? That's the elderly. Wasn't it killing the elderly? But it passed over the true seed. So it wasn't killing original black people, was it? It didn't affect Africa, did it? It didn't affect Haiti. That's why he had to kill the Haitian president. It didn't kill Africa. Wasn't affected by it. They wasn't doing social distancing. They wasn't wearing masks, anything. So why was Africa saved? But your Israel that you have over there, they was wrecked. Well, they should have been the one Passover, right? And it was killing you too. And but tell us we was dropping like flies because it was meant to get rid of us. That's another story together. Backfired on you. Exactly. 2020. Judgment will start. That's the first of them. That's first of your plagues. Right on time. So, Mr. Trump, if I were you, and I'm not, and I am absolutely glad I ain't, instead of going around here attacking everybody, you should be on everybody on your knees, ask for forgiveness. Because when you go to war with Iran, they're going to come at you as a whirlwind. You better read the King of the North, King of the South again. Come at you as a whirlwind. They're going to take over Arabia, take over all those countries. They're going to throw your ass out, destroy. Your people going to run out there with their ass on fire, scared to death, with their ass on fire. And for us, Israel will be surrounded by armies and under siege. What that says, it says, when you see Jerusalem surrounded by armies, their desolation is, that means who's controlling Jerusalem? That means they're going to be destroyed. And you're going to be kicked out. And you won't be able to help them. And then you're going to run to Europe. And you're going to find it's not going to be safe there. Because Europeans are going to turn against you. They're going to side with Russia. And that's Armageddon. That's your future. This year, that's your future. Well, they're going to blame you for the situation because their economy is going to collapse, chapter 18. Their economy is going to collapse. Why? Because they cut off the oil in the Middle East. It's your fault because you're the one pushing it. And the only access they're going to have oil is Russia. So they're going to side with Russia against you. All your bases and everything are going to be under attack. So you're going to run up there and try to help and you're going to get your ass towed up. And over here, it's going to be total disaster here. Men's hearts failing for fear of those things coming upon the earth. Because they're going to see what's over there, see it coming here. And your black-faced children, result of rape, see, they're going to turn against you. And that's going to be, going to wreck this country. And finally, the other thing you fear, China, once you tear yourself apart in Europe, all the Europeans tear themselves apart, that's going to empower China. They're going to be the superpower at that point. And they're coming here. And Japan will be with them. Japan will be with them. Don't be with you. So all your lovers will flee from you. Japan will be with them. And Japan has not forgotten what you did to them. There will be no nuclear war, Mr. Trump. There will be no nuclear war. That's already been taken care of. The only place will be nuked is right here. The Japanese, on their way out, after this country is totally just devastated and destroyed, they will nuke it to make sure all your underground cities and all that are eradicated. That's your future. And what is this? This is your doing. This is your this is your doing. You turn all the nations against you. That's why I say you be out there right now. You should be begging people's forgiveness and everything else because you're gonna be asked for help and nobody's gonna help you. So they're gonna put sanctions on you. See, these things are very simple. 666, you, Britain, and what you call Israel. Israel is the image, the governmental image of Britain. That's what it means, image of the beast that was wounded by the sword. And what was their weapon? Sanctions. You don't buy or sell, especially if you don't recognize the image of the beast, which is you call Israel. These things are very simple. But what it says in chapter 20, it says you come to your end when you surround the holy city, when you go against Jerusalem, right? You're not going against Jerusalem, but when you surround it, that's where that war's about to take place. Oh, it's going to take place soon. It's going to take place soon. I'm going to take place. That's the sign. That take place soon. When you see Jerusalem armies, that's about to happen in a minute. Because you're going to war with Iran. You're going. Because at this point, you have no choice. Because you got to maintain false Israel there, what you call Israel. Because you got to maintain our subjection. Make sure destroy our vision by making us think that they're the seed of Abraham. People that have vision perish, and that's what your object is, to cause us to perish. Been perishing us for hundreds of years. And you got to know to point the finger. That's their land. That's my brother's land. They came there and stole and beat and raped, committed genocide, took the land. And now my brothers have land back. They want their land, got control. They said, get the hell out of here. What would you do if somebody came and broke in your house? So I can tell you, hey man, why are you throwing that person out your house? Well, hell, ain't what they doing here? You know, you're stupid. And we know this is Mr. Netanyahu's inspiration. Y'all sick. And we know you decline. How you know we're declining? Because if you was prosperous, you'd be talking about taking things back, making America great again. You'd be talking about helping, doing things. I'm going to take this, I'm going to take... No. You're declining. You're in decline. You're in free fall. You just don't know it. Like an egg that fell off the Empire State Building. And it's talking crap, but it don't... We know that won't be long, because we know what's going to happen in a second. That's where you are. So, point your finger. Do whatever you want. But excuse me, and you're going to... That's how sick you are. And that thing is, you're exposing yourself to the whole world. Like it said in the scriptures, the Lord is going to pull your skirt above your head so everyone can see your nakedness. That's what we're seeing right now. Everybody's seeing. If they was blind before, they seeing now. I was blind, but now I see. You're supporting open genocide over there. Right? You're threatening. I'm going to take this. You ain't obeying anybody's laws. Even your own. You hold yourself above everybody else. It's called so-called democracy, but you don't apply democracy in the UN because you're the dictator. And then your Christianity has been a terror to the world. You help the world. You impoverished the world. You brought this spread disease over the world. You don't show any place in history where you saw disease any place else in the world until it started initiated from Europe. Show me. Unnatural loss for dogs and all that kind of stuff. Most of those diseases come from intimacy with dogs and lambs and sheep, syphilis and all that kind of stuff. So don't be pointing your goddamn finger. You should bite it off. Excuse me, Mr. Trump. TikTok. Consequence. They say consequence is a biatch. So ask yourself, if you were a good country, like you say, loving country, a God-fearing country, then you have nothing to fear, do you? Because the consequence of that is nothing but joy and happiness and paradise. So you have nothing to fear. So what's about to happen to you, as it says, if you have done, so shall be done to you. So you should be happy. You shouldn't be worried. Because your Jesus that you believe is protecting you, because he said what you have done should be done to you. So you've been doing all these great things. So you should expect good things should be happening to you. Everything's going to work out for you. This is going to be a blast. Paradise on steroids. That's right? You say you're a good country, human rights, all these different things. So you shouldn't have anything to worry about. Right? Shouldn't worry about. You had to worry about this godless world. What? Oh, who's the godless? That's interesting. You shouldn't have anything to worry about, because what's going to happen to you? Your judgment. It says, "I will judge that nation after 40 years." So if you've been good and kind to us and the world, then you have nothing to worry about. You should be happy. You sleep well at night, because angels are coming with nothing but clouds of joy. Excuse me, Mr. Trump. Out.